You can't hear me. Why can't you hear me? Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Cannot? Can you hear me? 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 No? So someone is telling me that they can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Huh? Sometimes you think that you're being heard and yet you're making noise to yourself. Oh. Can you hear me? My microphone looks like it's okay. Kinoti, can you hear me? Let's see. I am trying to see even how I can. Okay, chat. Messages. Pin message. Hello. Moderator. I have no idea. Oh, you can hear me now? Someone was saying that they can't hear me. I'm happy. Okay, am I clear? Am I, yeah? Yeah, we can hear you. Am I clear? Because some people were saying they couldn't hear me. Maybe initially they could not hear me. Can you hear me now? Yes? So someone says, just confirmed that you can hear me. Yes. So welcome. This is Wanjiro, USA. Welcome. And I'm so happy that I have this time, this moment. I'm telling you, I am happy for this season because for a long time I have not been active in YouTube, you know. Yeah, we can hear you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I hope I am sound and clear. I hope I'm sound and clear. So I was talking about the way, you know, our topic today is way forward 2026. After mailing, after happy, we are still, I know we are still in the celebratory mode. Yeah, for those who had visited family, who had visited their friends, they're still in the celebratory mode, you know. They're still, you know, we are still in 2025. But you know what? 2026 is just around the corner. It is just on the way. Yeah, we can smell it, we can hear it. Yeah. And I'm saying, what way forward, what way forward for 2026? So welcome to this channel. When you join in, remember to like this video. Remember to like this video. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share. I have to tell you that. Don't just watch me and then you leave. I told you yesterday when I was in live that one way, how long to wait to text back? You know, I am seeing a lot of stuff. Add a quick sticker. I have no idea. There's so much that YouTube is suggesting nowadays. So much as far as creating content is concerned. So they always keep up bringing messages like pop-up messages, suggestions on how to make your content. So I'm still trying to learn a lot, but I've come to realize that YouTube is, as time progresses, it is making things easier and easier and easier, you know, for content creators, for people who like having their channels like me. Hey, this year, Bwana, this year has been a year. 2025 has been a year for me. I have not been very active on my social media platform. Ask me why. I have had just moment of not able to do it. Every time I'm like, do I even have the energy? Do I even have the zeal? You know that zeal that pushes someone to do a thing? And sometimes you agree with me, there are moments in our lives when we go through phases in our lives, and you feel like you are doing something, but now you are not doing it. Maybe because there's a hitch along the way. There's something you're battling with, And I told myself, enough, because way forward, 2026, hey, here Wanjiro USA, come. Thank you for being here, and thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on this YouTube channel. Yes, welcome. YouTube with Nita. Thank you for being here, Nita. Thank you for being here. Kickstart. I love it. Kickstart Lane. Kickstart Lane. I love that name, Kenoti. Whatever. Yes. Yeah, so welcome. So I was talking about the reason. I feel like the way forward, I'll talk more about being positive. There are many topics that I try to think I can always share with my audience, with my people here. Yeah, but I've come to realize in this world we are living in a world where we are surrounded by people sometimes who don't like getting the best out of us. But once in a while, you'll find people along the way who will not critique positively. They will just be there to pin you down. When you try to rise like this, they are like, where are you going? They just shut you down. We are surrounded by people who are not friends of our progress, and that is how things are. So what do you do yourself? What do? You really have to believe in who you are. You really have to come out and shine out as a person. You see what I mean? It's positive vibes all the way. Positive vibes all the way. Yeah. Sometimes you'll not have that one person to encourage you and to tell you that you can do it. You really have to arise yourself. You really have to stand yourself and tell yourself, you know what, Wanjiro, you can do it. You can do it. It doesn't matter. Can you imagine how far I have come? Do you know how far I have come? And then you allow all those negativity thoughts in you not even be able to do anything. You allow them to speak and to whisper in you. But it reaches a time whereby you have to stand and believe in who you are. Believe in what you can do. Yeah. Those small still voices that speak in you and tell you, you're not going anywhere, you are good for nothing, you cannot make it, you cannot go far, you cannot do this, I can't, that vocabulary, I'm like, aside, because I have and I can and I can do it. That mentality itself, embracing the positivity all the way. Guys, I saw a bag. Let me show you guys. Just a minute. So guys, look at this. Look at this. This is a bag. It's just a simple shopping bag. But look at the message it has here. Look at the message it has here. Look at that message. Positivity is a choice. Positivity is a choice. That's my bag. I'm gonna keep it here. Because we are thinking about positive all the way. Positive vibes. Positivity is a choice. You choose to be positive. You choose to be happy. You choose to be who you are. How are you? How are you, Charles Reed? How are you? Thank you for being here. What is that? This is a bag. This is a bag with a nice message. Just a bag. Simple bag with a nice message. Somebody is asking, what is this? It's a bag. And I thought somebody who designed this bag and put that message, I'm telling you, he had or she had a great mind there. Positivity is a choice. That's a simple bag. A friend of mine gave me a gift with it. And I thought, you know, I don't even remember the gift I was given. All I remember right now is this message. This message is eternal. Positivity is a choice. So way forward 2026, positive vibes all the way. This is Wanjiro USA, always encouraging people, always inspiring people. You know, we are living, I was saying that we are living in a time in this world where people, people are looking for something in you, negative, just to critique. Not many people will look for something positive to get the good out of you. Not many people who will look for, you know, for the goodness part in you, but they will look for that odd thing. They are going to look for how your lips look like. They will look for how your nose look like. They will look for that little thing that is not so good in you, and they will pinpoint on that. Why? Because unfortunately, that's how people are. Yeah, that's how majority of people are. We are not built, or we are not created to really wanting to bring the best out of others, but just to pin them down, just to bring them down. But I'm saying in this platform here, in this space, Wanjiro USA space, it's positivity all the way. Positivity all the way. Yeah? Good. Way forward 2026. What are your resolutions? Hey, by the way, even before we talk about resolutions and what we are thinking about the positivity, you know, it is a choice. You have to choose to be positive. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose regardless of everything in this world, just to be happy. Yeah? So when we think about way forward, how has been your 2025? Oh? How many days do we have to go? Hey, today is 26. Hi, today is 26 December. We are talking of 5 days to go to New Year. And for sure, I don't know how your year has been. Yeah, ups, down. That's it. Yeah, positive choice. Yes, positive choice. Yeah, right. By the way, it's good to comment down there. I'll be able to read your comments and I'll be able to cheer you up, you know. Yes, Charles Reed, I'm good. How are you? I am well. I am well. I am well. So nice, guys, to have you here. And we are saying positivity all the way. Positivity all the way. So when you look back and you see where you have come from, when you just look back, yeah, that is one reason for you not to give up. Because I believe every one of us here has got a story. You got a story. You got a story. If you are to write down your story so far, you got a story to tell. You can produce that little book about yourself. Can you imagine how far you have come just to get to a point of giving up? Charles Reed 2991. I am a YouTuber. Awesome. Thank you. Me too. I try to be one here. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber, and it's so nice to have you here. It's so nice to have you here. Charles Reed. Yeah, so I was saying that one of the struggles I've had with this year, myself, 2025, is literally being able to be consistent in my YouTubing activity. Yeah, and yeah, there are times when we go through issues in our lives and you feel like you don't have the zeal, you don't have the energy, you're trying to do it, and then sometimes you feel, I have no energy, I have no strength. And I've come to realize, by the way, even as YouTubers and content creators, there are moments in our lives when you can be able to be very productive. There come such moments in our lives. But all in all, you really have to encourage yourself. You really have to embrace the positivity. Yes. Somebody is asking me, what is your favorite NFL team? I love that. National football, huh? League team, maybe. What is my favorite? I like that. My favorite. My favorite. My favorite. I like that. Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know whether that is yours, but I like that. Yeah, I think I'm one of their favorite. I even don't live there. I'm one of their favorite. Anyway, I have several. I have several that I support, but I think Philadelphia Eagles. I think I love an eagle. You know, just the eagle. You know, the eagle as a bird. I just love it. I just love it. Yeah. So you know, we learn a lot. We really learn a lot from an eagle as a bird, and I think that's why I love the team, because it bears that name. So today we are just chatting. We are just chatting and thinking the way forward and how the year coming we should embrace positivity. Yeah, and I just showed you guys, I just showed you a bag that a friend of mine gave me, and I thought I can't even recall the stuff that were inside here. All I see right now is that message: positivity is a choice. Look at that. That is a powerful message. Positivity is a choice. You have to choose to be positive always. You have to choose to be positive. You have to choose, yeah, in wearing an eagle sweater. Oh, really? Oh my goodness, I'm wearing an eagle sweater right away. That is a fun. Talking of wearing an eagle. Oh, wow, what a coincidence. I love it. I love it. So, positivity is all about positivity. Positivity is a choice. I'm telling you, you have to choose to be positive. You have to choose to love. As we always know, there's a famous quote that I have seen people quoting all the time from Martin Luther King Jr. Talking about, you know, you are not born a hater. You're not born a hater, but we choose to hate. So you choose to hate, you choose to love. It's all about choices. What kind of choices are you making with this life? You know, what kind of choices are you making? And whenever we think about choices and we think about the New Year resolutions, yeah, every time I know we are sitting down by the end of the year, like right now, we are sitting down, we are thinking, oh my goodness, that is a year that is coming to an end. You are taking your notebook where you had written your journal, all your New Year resolution, you're trying to check. This one, I did not go with it too much. Maybe I tried up to January, I dropped it. I went to February, I dropped it. You know, you have all these New Year resolutions. You are looking back and you are saying, oh my goodness, what have I even achieved? Anyway, all I am saying is this: positivity. You have achieved something, but it is a high time to also challenge yourself, push yourself, yeah, to achieve more. You know, yeah, we talk about setting smart goals. Setting smart goals. Smart girls. Sorry. Setting smart goals every year. Why? Because it is very possible to set goals and you don't go anywhere with your goals. Have I found myself sometimes the same? I'm like, this year I gonna be healthier. Hey, healthier is so broad. How? How will you be healthier? It is a very broad resolution. How will I be, healthier? You have to be very specific. Maybe I'll be like, this coming year, I will try my best to make sure At least within a week, I walk 30 minutes 3 times in a week. That one is measurable. It is a SMART goal. One, it is measurable. 3 times in a week. 30 minutes I can walk. That is one step toward being healthier. Other than just telling myself, I want to be healthier. I will be exercising. How? I have to be very specific. How will I be exercising? How will I be doing it? Because I mean, nobody in this world, in their list, who doesn't want to be healthier. You know, we like eating, we like feeding. Yesterday it was Merry Christmas. Majority of us, even right now, we are still eating from yesterday. But after that, you are like, oh, I'm gonna eat this. They are sweet stuff, sugar stuff. But after this, how are we going to make sure we go back on track to being healthier? Simply saying, if I put my goal like I want to be healthier, it's too broad. I have to be very specific. My goal coming here, one of my goals, is to make sure that I will not even say I will walk every day. Let me be realistic, because I'm just beginning. Imagine if you're just beginning to start walking exercises. If you have not been doing it, it might be difficult for you to just put a big number there. Just be more specific and say, you know what, I will try at least 3 times in a week. I will walk 30 minutes. If you can walk 30 minutes 3 days in a week, that is more measurable. It is more realistic. And every time, evaluate your goal in a short span. Don't wait. Like right now, we are trying to evaluate like all the resolutions we made for the year 2025. Even some maybe we just dropped and we forgot. But right now, we can just think. If you just learn to evaluate your goals in a short span of time, you'll be able to see, am I really making any progress? Like in a week, once a week is gone, evaluate your goal. Have I been able to achieve my goal? Have I been able to achieve? Do positivity. By the way, positivity is a choice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those who have liked the video. I see there are a good number of people here on this platform, and we are just being positive here. We are saying this is a space of no hate. This is a space of no hatred, no negativity. This is a space of positivity all the way, because it's a choice. Please remember to like this video and write down a comment, and I will be able to read your comment. This is Wanjiru USA, again, positivity vibes all the way. So we are talking about the way forward, 2026, 5 days to go. Every year we are thinking about a new year, a new beginning, a new list, restarting afresh, because you evaluate back and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know where I have gone with this year. Here I am. If you are a middle-aged person, you're trying to evaluate your financial life, and you're like, where am I with this? Sometimes we can tend to beat ourselves too much. No, it's not all about being perfect. It's just being, sometimes just don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes learn to pat yourself on your shoulder and say, you know what, you got this. Even to have come this far, and just to be alive, kicking, breathing, walking. Hey, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys, that is a plus. That is a plus. Positive mindset all the way. Positive mindset all the way. So we are thinking about the way forward 2026. We are thinking about the new year resolutions. even as we set them down, even as we think about our new year, we are thinking, how can we be more positive with ourselves? And I said what? I said this. Sometimes we will not have people to encourage you all the way. We will have people who are, we call them stealers of dreams, stealers of your time. Those are some of the distractions we'll always find on the way. We will find people who will not cheer you up, people who will be led to pin you down. But as they pin you down, will you allow yourself to be pinned down? Yeah. Another day, I was talking to my young daughter because she is still growing, and then sometimes she have the fears of being bullied, as she continue to grow, as she approach being an adolescent, a teenager. So I was telling her, you know what? In this world, you really have to fight for yourself. Sometimes you have to stand and fight for yourself. If you find someone who is telling you that you can't, or how are you talking, or how are you, you have all the right to stop them. Tell them, stop. I am a work in progress. By the way, we are a work in progress. You cannot allow any negativity to pin you down. Yes. Yeah, distraction are all over the way. Yes, I agree. They are all over the way. You cannot just be allowing any person who want to pin you down. And when someone realizes that they can, whatever they say affect you, they will do it even better if you don't lobby for yourself, if you don't stop them, if you don't tell them, you know what, you have to stop. You have to be ready to face your distractors. Way forward, 2026. For you to be able to make all through, you have to be ready to fight for yourself. Not fighting like with the Mangumi, but just somebody who is trying to pin you down with the way they talk. Tell them, stop. They want to see that courage. And when they learn that you are courageous enough, even to tell them stop, they will not bring it forward again. They will know, oh, this is not the kind of a person I thought I can pin down. Oh, yes. So, there are distractors, time stealers. There are people who will be there on the way. Maybe you are sharing your resolution, you are telling your friend, the so-called friend. Unfortunately, some of our friends, they are friends, yes, by name, but not always the good friends. Because you're sharing your idea with your friend, and then you're expecting that they're gonna be telling you, oh, you can do that. Oh, yes, I can support you. No, but they'll be there like to show you, oh, what kind of an idea is this? Yeah, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you can go with that idea? Like they're not there to encourage you. So what do you do? Hey, what do you do as a person? No? You have sometimes to encourage yourself and move on with your idea. Move on with your idea. Yes. And don't fear to fail. Because another distractor in our lives and achieving our dreams is fearing to fail. Failing is part of learning. Failing is part of learning. If you are a young person here, you're looking at me, listen to me. I know we fear failing. You don't want to try anything. You don't want even to give it a try because you're like, oh, what if I fail? What if I don't go anywhere with this? You're just fearing. Fearing to fail is actually failing itself. Yeah, we are thinking of our way forward, 2026. How do we embrace positivity? How do we embrace great ideas, great mind. One, don't fear to fail. Yeah? The person who was able to do what? To discover things to do with electricity. Yeah? We read and we hear that that person failed 1,000 plus times. 1,000 plus times. Hmm? Yeah? But they never gave up. Yeah? The great innovators of the time, people who have discovered things that we enjoy using today, they always have a story. They failed in their way to discovery. And that is why I'm simply saying we cannot afford to always fear to fail, because failing or fearing to fail is actually failing itself. By the way, let me tell you for sure, we are so much prone, human being, the way we are created, we are so prone to fear. We are so prone to fear. Fear is always like this, looking at us like this. Fear. But you can't afford to give up in this life. You can't afford to fear. Every time you fail, make it a stepstone to your learning. Because any mistake you make in this life, it is a point of learning. It is a point of correcting yourself. If you don't fail, by the way, how do you know even the correct thing? So failing is part of learning. Failing is part of learning. And so we should not fear to fail. Hi. So, how are you? So, yeah, distractions will be all the way there. Thank you for being here. And thank you for liking this video. Thank you for again tuning and joining here with me. This is Wanjiru USA, positivity all the way. Today we are thinking about the way forward 2026. As we make our resolutions, as we think about the way forward, yeah, we are trying to think, how do we remain focused? How do we remain positive? How do we ensure that we don't give up despite not having anyone to encourage you? Because sometimes you'll not have anyone to encourage you. Even the closest people you think they're gonna encourage you, they will not be there to encourage you. So sometimes it takes a lot of courage just to be you. Just to be you. Yeah, just to be you. Why? Yeah, why? Because the major or the main motivator should always be you. I know we always talk about, I am talking to motivate you. But let me tell you, yeah, unless you motivate yourself as well, sometimes someone to motivate you or motivation from someone else may not make sense to you. Yeah? And as far as moving your idea forwards is concerned, yes. So I want to encourage you and motivate you and inspire you that the power to inspire you, the power to motivate you should always come from within you. First of all, you have to allow yourself to be motivated. You have to allow yourself to be motivated. Yes. Yes, yes. So let me know whether you have any questions. Let's continue to make our community big and loud. Let's continue. Yeah, because of the wow. Yeah, I know I just see some messages coming down like where I am. There is a snowstorm. Snowstorm. Hey, snowstorm. Maybe tomorrow. Predictions. So sometimes you find like when there is a storm, you can't be able to move to places here and there. Yeah, yeah. Storms do come. Storms in this life do come. But I'm saying and encouraging you and motivating you that the greatest motivator should always be you. You. Because the people who are close to you, you might think they're gonna motivate you and inspire you. They will not even be there. They will not be having the same vision as you're having. They will not be having the same ambition as you have. And I have added and said that in this life, as you continue to grow, distractors will always be there. You got to motivate yourself. You got to inspire yourself. And failing is part of this life. Fearing to fail is actually failing itself. Yes. So, yes. How are you? Abubakar Sowe. Thank you. Watching you from Banjul, the Gambia. Yeah, my long time fan. It's been long time, right? I'm back again. I'm back and I'm saying the way forward for the year 2026. I'm telling you, I know I have been not been very active on social media platform, but the way forward for me, this coming forward year, the year coming, I'm telling you, one of my resolution is to be more active on my platform. What is your new year resolution? What is your new year resolution? Thank you. You're still looking good. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm inspiring myself as well, you know. Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, how is Gabia? How is Gabia? Yeah, how is Gabia? Yeah. So, we said that when you are thinking about your new year resolution, something that you want to achieve this coming year, you have to set a realistic goal. It must be real. Sometimes we set vague goals, yeah, unrealistic goals. Like, and I gave a good example. I said, this coming year, I want to be more healthier. That is so broad. How healthier? And how will I achieve that? That can be just broad. What am I going to do? My goal must be SMART. It must be specific. SMART. Letters. That is an acronym. It must be specific. It must be measurable. It must be measurable. So I'm talking about I'm gonna be walking in a week at least 3 times in a week for 30 minutes. That's a specific goal. It is measurable. But I can't just say I will be exercising. That is not measurable. I will eat healthier. How healthier? How healthier? So you have to sit down and account. How have you been eating? If you think that, oh, I think maybe sugar is not all the best to take all the time, I'm gonna reduce my sugar intake. I'm gonna reduce this and this intake. You have to be very specific, measurable. Yes, Gambia is nice. Awesome. I want to come and visit you in the US. Welcome, welcome here. Welcome. By the way, you know the DV lottery program I was talking about, it has been paused for some time. But you can always apply for visitors visa to US. You just need to go and apply. Go to travel.state.gov. That website, read more about US visa, visas, and you can apply an online form called DS-160 for visitors or tourism visa. You can visit here. Yes, you can visit here. Yes, so we are thinking about way forward, way forward. Yeah, it's like that for sure. Yeah, there's so much going on as far as immigration world is concerned here. But I always tell people you can always try something, because despite that some people are being sent back home, we still have people coming here in US. So there are still other ways in which you can use to come to US. And of course, we always talk about visitors, tourism visa. You can come here as a tourist, as a tourist. Yes. Thank you. I'm happy that you are learning something, guys. And thank you for being here. So, it is all positivity all the way, positive vibe. And I said that the biggest motivator of your life is yourself, because positivity is a choice. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose to love. You have to choose to inspire yourself internally. The biggest motivator is you. That is what will push whatever is inside you, will push you to do great things. And we don't have to fear to fail, because failing is part of learning. Making mistakes in this life is part of learning. I found people in this life whereby they will always be ready to pinpoint the mistakes you're doing and show you that you didn't do good. Let me tell you, failing and making mistake is part of this life. And nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Perfectionism, that is another distractor. A big distractor. The pressure to be perfect from people. You're just thinking, people are so pressurizing us, pressuring you to be perfect, to be perfect, to be perfect. No, we cannot be always perfect. Sometimes we will sleep. Sometimes we will slide. The worst thing that you can do to yourself is when you slide, when you sleep, and you fall down. It's not to stand and just to remain there. That's the worst thing you can do to yourself. I'm telling you. That is the worst thing you can do to yourself, falling and staying down there. But if you fall and you stand, you shake yourself from the dust and you say, you know what, I am not going to stay here forever. That is the way forward, 2026. Being ready to learn from our mistakes. Yeah. Embracing, sometimes learning from our slips, our falls. Yeah. Not allowing ourselves to fall and stay there, but just to stand. Yeah. Not allowing pressure from people to be so-called perfect. There's nobody who is perfect in this world. Nobody who is perfect in this world. We all have our limitations. We all have, some things that we need to work on. Yeah? We are looking at these things that stops us from realizing our new year resolution. Every time we set them, we are not even making any progress. You set your resolution very nice, well written down, but by February it's like you have forgotten. You have forgotten. Oh, hey, you have forgotten. The best thing you can do is to learn and move on. Don't aim too high, you know. I'm going to, by the end of this coming year, I'll make sure that I have built, let's be realistic. I'll make sure that I have built a stony house. And maybe you have not even built a timber house. Just be realistic, start small. It is good to be ambitious, but again, start small to avoid burning yourself out. Yeah? With unrealistic expectation. Start small. Even saving, there's nothing that is hard than saving. Saving. Because we always tell ourselves we are not making enough to enable us save. Everyone. But imagine if you can say, this coming year I'll try my best to save 5. Whatever currency you have, 5 shillings, $5, 5 whatever of your currency. Just start small. Realistic goals. That will help you achieve your goal. Yeah, be smart. Be smart. Be specific. Be measurable in your goals. Achievable. Is that real? Whatever you're setting, are you sure you're gonna achieve it? Yourself, you can assess yourself. Relevant. Is it relevant? Time bound. Within time limit. So don't set a goal and then you are like, I'm gonna reevaluate that goal after a whole year is down the line. No. So you set goals, time bound. It has to be time bound. So we are talking of weekly goals. And then you evaluate yourself. How far have I gone with this goal? Yes. Yeah, I just talked about starting small. Implement tiny, sustainable changes rather than big, ambitious goals that are not, they are not achievable. Another enemy or distract I have seen when it comes to way forward and our new year resolutions is trying to compare ourselves with others. Let me tell you, you are comparing yourself and you're competing yourself with others. Competition, comparing and competing, comparing yourself and competing with others. That is a big distractor. Because the moment you compare yourself with others, if the other person is a little bit ahead than you, then that automatically become a discourager in your life. And you think, oh, I'm not doing better, I'm not doing this, and you'll not be able even to have the motivation to move on. So stop comparing yourself, stop competing with others. Be your own competitor. I'm telling you, be your own competitor. Try to set and to stick to your goals. Yes. Don't compare yourself with others. Because the moment you compare yourself with others, oh, you look that so-and-so has got this now. Oh, so-and-so is doing well than you. I'm telling you, the moment you start comparing yourself with others, doom. You cannot move forward. You cannot move forward. Yes. You cannot move forward when you just learn to compare yourself with others. Be your own competitor. Set your own realistic goal. Stick to that. Evaluate them. See how far you've gone in achieving them and appreciate yourself. Pat yourself at the back. Oh, yes. You may not have people to pat you, but pat yourself at the back and say, you know what? Hey, I got this. I got this. Like now today, I'll feel so good after I'm done with this live. Hey, because I have got this, I managed to come to live. Oh, this is one of my goals. To be more active on my social media platform. Yeah, New Year resolution, way forward 2026. No comparing myself with other people, but just being me. Being me, embracing me. I'm not saying that you don't learn. You will learn. But the worst enemy I have seen again is when you just compare yourself with others and you think the other person is doing better than you. And so you can't move forward. You can't make a step forward because you're so stuck. You're stuck with the realization that you're not doing better than so and so. This life sometimes is very individualistic. You got to pave your way, 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 pave your way. I mean, yeah, just pave your way. And always remember, you can. Yes, this is Wanjiru USA, inspiring, positive vibe, positivity all the way. Positive is a choice. Positive is a choice. Positive is a choice. And, always trying to look the best out of something. Always trying to look the best out of something. Always trying to embrace the positive thinking. Yeah, that is key to success. That is key to achieving your set resolutions. Staying positive. One of my short video I did yesterday was about how we think about ourselves. How we think about ourselves. And as I'm still talking about it, the biggest enemy is not the other person. The biggest enemy is not the person you think they are your enemy. The biggest enemy is actually yourself, the inner voices that speak within your head and tell you, you cannot. You're good for nothing. Because we have to get to a point whereby we embrace positivity and we say and claim, yes, we can all the way. We can all the way. I am unstoppable. 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 Are you unstoppable? What is that thing that you are allowing to stop you? What is it? What is that mind that is still whispering within you, showing or telling you that you can't make it, you can't go far? What is that voice? Yeah, we have to nullify such voices. And it is not easy. By the way, sometimes it's easy, as I'm saying, than easy done. It's never easy. It's never easy sometimes. It is easy, as I'm saying, than easy done. Yes. Yes. But it has to get to a point whereby you have to allow yourself to grow as a person. And you're not doing it because of the other person. No, it's all about you and what you can be able to achieve, and believing in yourself and inspiring yourself and motivating yourself, because the biggest motivator must first be you. You must motivate yourself. Yes. Holy, holy, holy. Yes. So I'm saying that trying to get the best out of yourself, trying to get the best out of yourself. Yes. Yes, let's drop some comments down there. What do you think, guys, about our topic today? About our topic today. Way forward 2026, New Year resolutions, and trying to think through the enemies, the distractors that come along our way, such that we don't even go any far with our resolution. It's like we set them by January, we are done. We wait, we just lead the year, come go, without much progress. Yes. So there is always what people will say and think about you. And that will always be a fact. But regardless of that, what do you say and think about yourself? What do you say and think about yourself? Yeah? Yes. It is one way to have people think that you're good for nothing, you cannot do this. But it's another thing when you think it yourself and claim and say and put it forward, I can't do this. Yeah? I can't be able to do this. I can't be able to try. In this world, you really have to push yourself to try something. A cup of aha. Yeah? This is, I love the messages. I told you have to look for some positivity in everything. A cup of aha. Anyway, I had some water here, some lemon and some honey. This is a cup of aha. I love the message though. So every time, try to get the best out of the world that sometimes appear to be so evil. The world that we are surrounded by negative voices, negative noises. But try to get the best out of something. See the positive. Because we said positivity is a choice. You got to choose to remain positive, to remain happy, and to push on with this life. Yes. Yeah, you can write down a question that you have for Wanjiro USA. Any question you have, good question. I will see whether I can be able to respond to it. Yes, my nice viewers, followers. Any question, any good question. A cup of aha. Anyway, that's it. A cup of aha. Yeah. It's some lemon and honey, lemon and honey, water. Lemon and honey water. So I'm waiting to read a question here, guys. I'm waiting to read a question here. Way forward, way forward, way forward, way forward, 2026. Hii Bwana umenisaidia kufika mahali nimefika. Ewe Bwana uebeneza maishani mwangu. That is Swahili song. Swahili. I know Abu Bakar, you don't understand my Swahili. I know from Gambia. I know you speak, is it French or what? Yeah. French, English. Yeah. I have Swahili as my national language. Bwana umenisaidia. But you know something about language. Language sometimes can be very universal, guys. When it comes like to singing, there are times when I find myself listening, like literally listening to any language. I may not really understand the words, but I enjoy the music. I enjoy the the whatever is going on with the music. What do we, maybe the instrumental, yeah, just trying to follow. And in particular, when we have music like on YouTube, where people try to put the English caption, I do enjoy just listening to various languages. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Language sometimes can be very universal. Yes. Universal. Bwana umenisaidia kufika mahali nimefika. Ewe Bwana uebeneza maishani mwangu. Ninataka Ebeneza we mzingi wangu. Yeah. Yeah, so it's been such a wonderful moment, such a wonderful moment. I'm so happy, by the way, just to be here and to have even this time. I think this is a good way for me to end this year, just being in a position to be live, to inspire someone, to talk about the resolutions, to talk about how important to be your great own motivator, because sometimes in this life, no matter how many inspirational messages you might hear or motivational messages you might receive, there are times, unless you motivate yourself, unless you inspire yourself, the messages from other people may not make sense. Do you know that? Do you know that? So it calls upon you to choose, to sit down sometimes and realize the best thing I can do to myself is not to be too hard on myself, not to be too hard on myself. Yeah, because I've come to realize that sometimes we are too hard on ourselves. And again, it goes back to comparing ourselves with others. Yeah, that habit of comparing ourselves with others, it makes us become too hard on ourselves. You know, life sometimes is not too complicated, but we can tend to complicate it. We can just complicate life. We can tend to complicate it and make it unbearable for ourselves. Every time I see people talk about, you know what, depression is real. It is true, it's real. It is real. I'm not refusing it is real, because depression can hit anyone. Depression can hit anyone. Every time you allow yourself to be pinned down by depression, it becomes real to you. And it is when we allow ourselves, or we become too hard on ourselves. Sometimes in this life, just take it easy. Take it easy. Don't compare yourself too much with others. As long as you can be able to afford something to eat, it may not be 3 meals, but at least even if you afford 1 meal to keep you going every day. 1 meal. Yeah? You know where I come from? Where I come from, we eat 3 meals in a day. Most of the time, if you can afford. People are so much used to setting their mind, like you have to eat breakfast, you have to eat lunch, you have to eat dinner, 3 meals in a day. But in the real sense, imagine we can still survive with 1 meal. 1 meal. 1 meal. The worst is when you don't find that 1 meal, but we can survive with 1 meal. Here in America, I don't think people eat 3 meals in a day, for sure. I am telling you for sure. I am telling you, we are used to eating 1 meal here in America. 1 meal. Yes, we don't afford. I don't know, it's not about maybe affording, but there's so many things. You just feed yourself eating 1 meal in a day. Life is that way. And your tummy adapt to that. Your tummy adapt to just eating a meal in a day, and you're fine, and you are healthy, and you're okay. Yes. By the way, it is getting so cold here. You know, it is winter here. It's getting cold. I feel it. So, here, we are used to eat a meal in a day. A meal is as good as not having any meal. Yes. So, in other words, we are talking about positivity all the way. Positive vibe, positive vibe, positive vibe. Try to get something good out of yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah. Just always look back and see how far have you come with this life. How far have you come with this life? Because you're not even guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We always say yesterday is in the tomb and tomorrow is not guaranteed. Sometimes we have to learn to live each day at a time and just not worry so much. Not worry so much. Because that's the only way we can be able to fight the so-called depression is real. Yes, depression can really be real. But it becomes so real and realistic in us when we allow ourselves to sink into it. When you allow yourself to live a life out of your means. When you allow yourself, or when you just compare yourself with others. When you just, live to compete with others. Depression can become so real. And even in this era of social media, it has become more and more real. Because most of the time, the life we want to portray out here, it is not what we are living. It's not what we are living. It's not. And so when you look at others on their social media platform, nice poses, nice pictures, nice everything. You think their life is all composed and all contented. No, people still struggle with things in their lives. Let me tell you, no matter how much you may have, no matter how good you may appear to be looking, every person has a battle they are fighting with. Every person. I may not be maybe financially, but you might be having another battle you are just battling with. And that's why we always say depression can be real. It's not all about the tangible things like having a lot of money. There are people who have a lot of money, but they are frustrated with their lives. Yeah, there are people who have it, who appear to us like having it all together, but they are not happy. They are not. So positivity is a choice. Choosing to be happy is a choice. Choosing to be contented is a choice. Why? Because in this world, contentment is the greatest gain. Contentment will help you not sink into depression. Contentment. Contentment. Yes, that is huge. Contentment will help you not sink into depression. Yeah, don't learn to compare yourself with others. I think that is the worst. And I have put it like in this era of social media, we look at other people. Oh my goodness, everybody is posting well, nice pictures, nice everything. I wish people can show us behind the scene. Sometimes. Then we can learn just to be contented with who we are. Some of the people we always look up to and we are like, oh, I want to be like so and so. If they can give you your lives or their lives, you would be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want your life. Let me remain with mine. Let me remain with mine. Contentment. Yeah. So in this channel, I'll be talking more about positivity, how to embrace positivity as a choice. It is all positive vibes all the way. How to do what? How to overcome depression, how to overcome, mental health issues, because people suffer. People suffer silently. Some will not talk, but they will come out here and pose. They will dress up nice. They will show like they are all together, all composed together, but they are suffering internally. Internally. There is nothing good in this world than to have an inner peace. Inner peace, that is paramount. Even if you don't, you don't have much, but you have peace, my friend. Oh my God, it will be awesome. Peter, oh, Kamande, how are you? Wow, powerful, following from Kenya. 1 Timothy 6:6, godliness with contentment is a great gain. Powerful, mom. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So nice to have you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope your family is doing well. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Yeah, thank you for conquering with that. Contentment is the greatest gain. Contentment is the greatest gain. Because the moment we learn just to compare ourselves a lot, compete with each other, we sink into depression. And when you sink into depression, guys, when you get into depression, you cannot be productive. You can't be productive. Sometimes your life will just stop. That is why you should just live your life. Live within your means. Live within your means. Try your best, but learn to live within your means. And you will not always get approval from people. Always remember that. You will not get approval from people. You won't. Yeah. So the greatest motivator in your life, it's you. And you know how to go about, balancing your life physically, mentally, all spheres of your life. It is all in your hands. And don't allow people to control it. Don't allow your life to be controlled by people. Because people will have opinion, fine. You can just listen to their opinion. Listen to them, but you don't always have to take them. You don't always have to take them. Yes, you can listen to them, but you don't have always to take them. And we have to really try to fight the fear to try to do things, the fear to move on. Yes, we have always to try to fight that. And failing, remember, failing is part of learning. So we cannot fail to do things because we are fearing to fail. No. We have to keep trying to do things because in failing, we learn. That is a step to learning. You learn how to do better. You learn how to become the better person. You fail in your parenting, you learn how to become a better parent. You fail in handling your spouse, you learn how to become a better wife or a better husband. Failing is part of life, yes. And nobody should pin you down because of your mistakes. Hey. In this world, there are people who are really pinning others down because of their mistakes. And they want to focus on whatever bad you're doing and then capitalize on that. No, we can always say no, stop, because we are learning through mistakes. We are learning through falling. You fall and you don't stay there. Just stand. Shake yourself from the dust and move on. This is Wanjiro USA, inspiring. Positivity is a choice. Positive vibes all the way. Way forward, 2026. Positivity. So I hope that in this today's life, we have learned something. I'll be ending my life soon. I have a few minutes. I am in New York, and the time here is 1:48 p.m. East African time, Kenyan time. My friend who are following me, I know right now is 9:48 p.m. at night. You're headed almost to sleep. Yes, here we are still lunch hours. We just began our PM hours. Thank you for those who have joined in today's live, and thank you for being here. By the way, if you want to join me live here and share something with the audience, you can always send me an invite here. I can always add you. You can send me and I can add you here, and you can inspire the audience with a message. Yes. Peter Alfred Kamade, umesikia? You can come here and we be live together. So feel free anytime you can reach out, and we can do that when I come to live. I will try my best, my level best. Let me tell you guys, this is one of my my goal is to be more active in this social media platform. I know this year I have not been very active, as I have said. Sometimes you try to do things and you're stuck. But I am, this message I'm speaking to you today, I'm speaking to myself, because I know I have been very stuck in one way or another. But I am here to encourage someone and tell you that, you know what, you can still shake up and arise and move on, because that is my goal this coming year. Yeah, that is my girl this coming year. That's my girl. So we have few days before our year ends, and today we were just thinking about the way forward 2026. Today we were thinking about you know, new year resolutions. We always think about things that we want to see ourselves achieve. We set them down, and sometimes maybe we are too vague, but today we learned that we need to be more realistic. We need to set smart goals. We need to set specific goals. We need to set measurable goals, time-bound, achievable. Don't be too hard on yourself. Little baby steps are better than not making any step. Little baby step, better than not making any step. Yeah, and you don't have to be the best. You don't have always to aim at being perfect. We have said it is through the greatest innovators of the things we use today. They tried many times with fails, but finally they made it. Yeah. So I'm here to say that sometimes in this life we will tend to fail, but that should not stop us from trying and being our best and getting to where we need to get. We need to get. Yes. And remember, there's something, I think, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday's live. I said that don't be tired of doing good. Don't be tired of doing good. Always aim at doing good in your own small ways. Yeah. And we may not satisfy every person. No. Yeah. The moment in our lives we get to a point whereby you don't live because of other people, but you live to your purpose, then you will be heading somewhere. Because the distractors is always, what will people say? What will so and so say? What will they say? The distractors, the people around us, what will they say? Yeah, what will they say? That what will they say always stops us. But the moment we just focus, we have a focus, then we'll get to a greater height. Awesome. Nice. All right. So, guys, it was always nice, and it is always nice being able to come to live and share my experiences, share the knowledge. I know majority of the people who followed me on this YouTube, they like hearing me talk more about how to be here in US, because I was not born in US either way. I came here in US. I live in US now. And so majority of the people, a good number who follow me here, they always like hearing me talk also about how they can join me here. And I always give you some information. You know, information is always power. And I tell you, you know, you can visit US. And if you want to know more about like US visas, how can you visit US? You can always Google Google travel.state.gov, travel.state.gov, and you will read a lot from that website. It's a government website. You see, guys, It's a government website. Any good government website will end with gov, gov. You know, there are so many websites in this social internet. So any valid, legit government website will end with gov. So if you want to read more about US visas, what is applicable, what is not applicable, you can always go to travel.state.gov and you can read about tourism and visit visas, and you'll be able to see all the information right there, what you need, the form to fill, an online form. You know, it's not bad to try, you know, because failing to try is doing what? Is failing itself. So you always have to try. You always have to try. I always say it's like when you are looking for a job, unless you apply, there is no way you can get a job unless you apply. Like, you have to do something. You have to do something. You have to try. And in your trying, that's when good things happen to you. So you cannot just sit there without doing something and you expect something to come to you. We always have to try to do something. So when I share information, I encourage you to read through and learn something by yourself. Yes, I have 3 minutes. I'm going to be ending this live in 3 minutes. It has been very powerful to see my old friends, my fans, Abubakar, Peter, or Fred, and I got Charles Reed, yeah, my all-time fan, follower, Kinoti, yeah. It was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful being here in this live. Yes, yeah. And today, let me tell you, let's do a recap of today's live. Today we were thinking about way forward 2026, New Year resolutions. We must be ready as we think about this coming New Year. As we set our goals, they must be smart goals. They must be specific. Yeah? Specific meaning, if I want to be healthy, that is so general. I need to know how specific. How will I be healthy? One, for example, I can say, I want to walk 30 minutes. 30 comes in. That makes that goal measurable. 30 minutes. 3 times in a week. I may not say every day, but at least 3 times in a week. Because maybe saying every day, it may not be that realistic for now. Probably you have a very tight schedule of your work. Sometimes things may not come all together. But you know, when you're setting specific goals, you know, measurable goals, achievable goals, realistic, that is for R, and time-bound, smart goals. Don't forget that. Time-bound. Time-bound meaning maybe you're going to set a goal for a week or a month or 2 months and see how far have you gone. You have always to evaluate, see how far have you gone with your goal. I want to save next year. Hey, saving is always an issue. I'm telling you, we get some money, we use it right away. We use it. We don't save. We don't save. Most of us. Hey, if you are able to save, congratulations. Makofi. If you are able to save, congratulations. Most of the time, we are too much into using every resource we have right away without thinking that we can set aside something and save, which is also a good habit of saving, because emergencies do show up in our lives, and when emergencies show up, that's when you realize how awful not good you are when saving is concerned, because now you will start calling friends and putting them in your WhatsApp group and telling them, hey, I'm stuck. Why? Because we are not able. But I've come to realize, by the way, it is just a developing that as a habit. I'm telling you, developing a habit. Developing a habit. You can start small, tiny steps. Yeah, tiny steps. Even with saving. Like, don't start big. There's a friend of mine who told me, she usually have those little pinky banks, somewhere you can put some coins. Yeah, and every time she goes to shopping, any coins she gets, she just throw them in that little bank, pinky bank. Huh? And by the way, by the end of the year, when she count that money, it's a lot. She take it to the bank and it is converted. It's a lot. Other than using your every penny to the last bit. Like literally out of your salary, whatever you're earning or something, we can always develop a habit of saving something small. And if you make it a habit, like every time throughout the year, by the end of the year, if you look at what you'll have saved, you'll be amazed. Oh, so I can be able to do this. So I think I have come to realize that that is something else I really want to develop myself, like the habit of saving. And it is very possible to do it. If you learn to save, just to set something aside and forget about it, every now and then, you'll be surprised by the end of a specific time how much you'll have saved. Yeah. Oh yes, it is 2:02 p.m. here in New York, and I think that is it for today. I hope I have inspired. I hope I have inspired someone. But the biggest motivator and inspirer, it's you. You have to get yourself inspired. Thank you. If you're new into this channel of Wanjiru USA, I encourage you kindly to like, to comment, to share this video. Yes, please do that. Subscribe. This is free information. Free. Free information. Subscribe. Subscribe. Free information for free. Free advices. Free information. Yes. So maybe how we can edit now here is to think about what we have been able to achieve so far for this year, 2025. And some of the things we have not been able to achieve, we ask ourselves, how can we work on that? How can we work on getting solutions to what we have not achieved? Maybe we can start like that, right? And that might help us, right? Yes. Yes. Uh, yes, so I want to say bye for now. And until another time when we can be in this life. Thank you for those who have joined me from all the way from East Africa, Kenya, Gambia, US, all over the world, you know. Yes, thank you for joining me today and learning with me and being here with me. What an awesome, a wonderful life we've had today. Bye bye for now. Until next. This is yours, Wanjiro USA, here to inspire, to motivate. Positivity is a choice. Positive vibes all the way. Yes.